fast charger in Portrush. This has been out of action for those needing AC, such as the Renault Zoe, for probably 6 months. And I thought in the recent repairs of the 2 broken ones, fast chargers similar to this in Ballymena and Antrim, that this would be fixed. But alas, it is not. So Portrush, the fast charger is still out of action for those who need AC. I'm going to go and check out the rest of Portrush while I'm here. So there you go. Miserable day, but quite scenic as long as you're in a nice warm car like this one. All right. Okay, we've come to the gaffer-taped charger in Dunluce. I'm wondering if this is going to work. We shall find out now. Well, it may be gaffer-taped, but it is working. And I do need a little bit of a charge. It's 42%. I'm going to stay here to about 50 so I can get back home again. Portrush, this car park is usually iced during the summer, because it's right at Dunluce car park, which is near the biggest, probably one of the biggest car parks near the centre of Portrush. So it's pretty busy. So now there's about 20 cars here, so there must be some life round Portrush, even though the weather is so bad. Actually today the weather is bad, but the waves are really impressive, so I may get some video of that. I did notice when I was plugging in my car charger at the Renault engine side of the, I don't know what you want to call it, that my blue Renault logo is beginning to wear off. Now that has never happened before. The only thing I can explain is that yesterday at the service it was cleaned, and they may have gone a bit too radical. We will find out. I'll let you see a picture of it later on. For a long time I had an issue with my R-Link, and that was that although I downloaded certain apps, they didn't seem to work very well. But I managed today, spurred on by the new year after the service, of managing to clear and delete some of the old apps, and I'm very glad to report that I brought back Aquarium. Aquarium is an app which basically has a fish going across the screen, and you can basically tap it and feed it and all kinds of things. The kids love this one, so that is pretty nice as well. I also managed to get the clock app, which is a free app, and you can basically change your clock. The only problem is that you have to actually run this app when you switch on your main menu, so you've got to keep it running all the time. This is a kind of funky one. Looks like something out of Matrix. I think that's probably my favorite one. This one is my favorite, but there you go. There's a few more apps too which I didn't use very much, so I just deleted them, but I'm really glad to get these back. I've never used Coyote. It's never worked for me. I don't know about you. If anybody's watching this, please let me know. It always boots up and has done for quite a while, but it says checking connections, connecting Coyote signal, and then it just does nothing. Will it or won't it? Yep, unable to connect. I've been getting that for the last year. Some of my apps I got free for the first year, and a few of them will be expiring soon. I can probably let you see what they are. I don't know if I'm going to keep these, or they're quite expensive to pay for. So here's a look at my products, and I get this warning that some of my services will expire in 25 to 31 days. The bottom one is ZE Interactive, which I believe is the web and the app controls which allow you to switch on your aircon, etc. I'm sure Peter or Jan, you guys will know what to do here, but I think that there is still access to the web after this, so please let me know if that is the case. The app is okay, but it's not worth paying 80 quid to renew. And I'm not sure what exactly all of these are. I know that live services tell you about traffic, live traffic updates. I don't think this is all that important for me, because as an iPhone person, and also my Google Maps automatically in the morning when I drive and do my commute, they tell me what the traffic situation's like. It hasn't been that useful for me, except it does perhaps give me an updated ETA, which sometimes can be useful if I need to ring into the office and say I'm going to be late. But there are probably other apps that now, as I have a more generous data allowance every month, I'll probably get that travel information. It's certainly not worth paying for it to be renewed, and it's quite expensive. It's certainly 80 quid to get the last ZE interactive functionality after the end of this month. So there you go. Email is, it does work. It's pretty pointless. It's really difficult to set up, and I don't know why anybody would want to have email on the dashboard. It's so slow and it's so pathetic. So if you've got a mobile, which you most likely have a smartphone in your car, it's quicker to switch it on and look at your email. I think the same for the tweets as well. It's so tedious to actually type in using the keyboard. It's just a pain in the neck. So nothing worth there. There is a Zoe guide which I downloaded, which I really like. Gives me not much to do in the car. And then what I've done is I've also been experimenting converting some videos. Hopefully that fit the Android screen, and they do pretty well. Let me just go back and hopefully get video. The video is syncing. This is a video called The Keith Green Story in full. It's okay, it works. It's not a great video to begin with. The quality is not great, so it's not a problem with quality. The issue may be a little bit with lip syncing, because if you can maybe if I get somebody speaking, you can see the lip syncing in the particular. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, so there's a kind of a lip syncing issue going on there, so it's not ideal. I used Handbrake, which is an interesting program, which is free to use, and you can basically take videos and export them for Android. And as this is an Android basically touchscreen device, it seems to work pretty well. It may be quite interesting watching a full-length movie in this. I haven't ever tried it, probably because it would be more pleasant probably looking at it on my iPhone 6s Plus. But I'm going to try this out and maybe get a full-length video and a movie and see what it looks like. And you can now see, alas, my blue beginning to wear off. This I did not have before, and it's quite crispy. I know this is a common issue with the Zoe, but I think it was the hard power wash caused this problem. Wow, what a pretty miserable day. Without any further ado, we will move on and check out the last charger in Portrush. So we've had one out of two. This one I've just been at is pretty predictable and does seem to work most of the time, so that's okay. The one I'm going to is probably now one of the most scenic chargers that there is, I've discovered in Northern Ireland, but it has a tendency of not opening the little protective, I don't know what you'd call it, ports, I think that's the word. Yeah, the ports have difficulty opening, so let's see how it goes. Well, we've reached this lovely charger on Bath Road. horrendous weather. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Everything is showing lights and working. I'm going to take my card and my cable and see how it goes. So here we go. Well, much to my amazement, it is actually working, and well done those who have repaired it. Let's hope a massive wave doesn't come right over and hit this charger. I'm not sure if during a charging incident, if a large wave hits your vehicle, what will happen. We shall find out. I'm going to stay for a few minutes and top up a bit more and just enjoy the swelling of the glorious sea. Now, one of the things that was updated in the software during my service was the heating. So I'm going to try this now. We're charging the car, the engine is off, or the motor is off. I'm switching on the heating, switch off the eco, and I'm going to turn it right up and see what the heating is like. Now, normally, before the update, there was cold air that came out when it was, even when eco mode was off, and when the car was switched off and just charging. So we can see it's charging. Let's have a feel here. Yep, that is warm air. I wouldn't say hot, but it's warm. So far so good. It's not roasting by any stretch of the imagination, but it's certainly not the unpleasant cool air which came out, and which was not very pleasant if you were waiting for some child at some practice or guides or something, and you're trying to charge your car up for an hour. It's not that warm yet, I have to say. Let's switch on the eco mode, which shouldn't really make much difference. Yeah, it is warmer. I wouldn't say it's hot at all. And this isn't the dead of winter, it's 5 degrees outside. But yeah, it's definitely, how can I say it? It's a medium heat, not exactly super hot, but definitely better than before. So there you go. Good luck with that. Still always wise for energy saving reasons, as I am wearing my coat, because you just never know. And of course you've got to go out and unplug cables sometimes. So, well, I've had a nice little charge here at Bath Road. The heating, I'm not sure about the heating, to be honest. It's certainly not warm. It's difficult for me to gauge because I've got my coat on, but it doesn't. I've kind of put my face up towards the heater and it's blowing out mildly warm air. It's hard to judge whether there's much of a difference, so I'm going to keep my eye on this and keep you posted. I don't know if you know, but if you look back at the time-lapse pictures, me driving here, you'll probably see the glimpse of an unfortunate married couple who are actually having their pictures taken today. I think they must have been married in Portrush Town Hall, and they look pretty drenched. And then swinging around Lansdowne Crescent, there's actually an ice cream van sitting here. So yeah, you live in hope. This is not the day for an ice cream, I don't think. Anyway, enough from me. I'm going to unplug and go, and we'll keep our eye on this heating issue. All right, bye.